All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to set up your custom domain in Membervault if you're using Cloudflare. I purchased my domain through Namecheap. So one of the things that I first had to do was make sure that wherever I purchase my domain, it has the Nameservers pointing to Cloudflare. So that's step one, is making sure everything is pointing to Cloudflare. Cloudflare will give you the instructions on how to do that. So I'm going to come back over here to Membervault, and the first step is asking what URL do you want to use. So you have to include the subdomain along with the root domain in this step. So I can't just put effortlesslaunch.com. I can't just put that because it's not going to work. I either have to do www if that's what I want to use, or whatever other subdomain, which in my case, I'm going to use portal. So this is step one, is adding the domain that you want to use for your Membervault account. Mine is portal.effortlesslaunch.com, and I'm going to go ahead and click on continue to step two. This pop-up is going to come up. You're going to say, okay. And then now it has taken me on to step two within Membervault. So one cool thing that this is recent, because this used to not be like this, but they're only showing you what you have to highlight, and that was confusing a lot of people on this particular step, because there used to be more information that would show up and you would have to know where to stop highlighting to copy the text to put into, whatever DNS setting that you're changing. So the other reason why people get a little bit tripped up on this part is because it says name and value. But if we come over to Cloudflare, I'm going to go ahead and click on add record to add my CNAME record. The two fields are name, and then this is going to change when I switch it over to CNAME. It says name and target. And so it makes it a little bit confusing where you're like, okay, I only see name and value. How do I know where to put all this information? The value is pretty much going to be the second box for in whatever host that you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and take this first, the name field, highlight the whole thing now because the rest isn't included. You just want to highlight up to the subdomain that you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And then the value, I'm going to highlight this whole thing, copy it, and I'm going to put it in the target field. And then I'm going to change this proxy status to DNS only. And I'm going to go ahead and click save. Okay, so now it's saved. It's going to take a few minutes for this to all propagate. It's not instant immediately as soon as you do it. But what I can do is click on this handy link that Membervault has given us just to see if it is registering the CNAME record that I just added. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And I have this little green check mark here. So it sees that I did add that DNS record, and it shows that the hosting provider is Cloudflare. So everything is good to go. So at this point, all I need to do is just wait for this pending validation to pass, which could take a few minutes. It will tell you to give it at least 2 hours, even up to a full 24 hours. I typically find that this updates within about 30 minutes. If nothing happens in 30 minutes, then I would say there could potentially be something wrong. But we have double checked here that it is indicating that a DNS record has been established. So we basically just need to wait until we can go on to step 3. Okay, so it's already worked. It says status success. So now I get to go to step 3. And now we're going to add another CNAME record within Cloudflare. It tells us exactly what to add again. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to click add record again in Cloudflare. I'm going to choose CNAME as the type. I'm going to highlight portal because that's my subdomain. I'm going to put that in the name field. And then I'm going to grab the rest of this, the value, and I'm going to put it in the target field. And I'm going to also turn off this proxy status to DNS only. And I'm going to click save. And it has now saved this as a CNAME record within Cloudflare. So now what I need to do is just wait. They added this too. This is really nice because this used to not be here as well. But I can click on this and check just like I did on step 2 to make sure that it is set up, and it is. So now all I have to do is continue to wait for this to propagate. And then once it's good to go, it will tell me success. This will change to success, and then I'll be able to go on to step 4. All right, so it took about 5 minutes, but now we see that step 3 is showing success. So now we can go ahead and move on to step 4 and go live with the new URL. So I'm going to go ahead and click on go live, and then it will say, are you sure? I'm going to say okay. And now we're good to go. So I can now click on this and it will take me to my Membervault website. That is how you set it up using Cloudflare. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if that was helpful. If you got it to work, leave me a comment. If you didn't get it to work, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're getting stuck and I'm happy to help.